What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Ruckus, Rev, Wrap It Up, and all that sports stuff. One time I'm going to actually get the title correctly, but right now we're just going to keep moving on. I have myself, Josh Mabry, Soul, and Tvshka. The three amigos are back in full force with it. Tvshka's sweating out a little bit because his Kansas City Royals are in the bottom of the ninth.
Top of the ninth.
Top of the ninth.
And Lorenzen apparently just forgot how to throw a baseball. Threw it right in the effing dirt. John Carlos Despacito is killing us, man.
Yeah.
Freaking Breaking Bad.
Yep. He's breaking his foot off and you're what? Okay.
Watch it. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Anyway, my team's not even in it, but good news for the Reds, we hired Terry Francona. So it feels like we're at least trying to do something correct in the offseason. So good for us. But just kind of running the bases here and wrapping up and keeping you up to date with things that are going on. Because we're on the NLDS, Division Series, NL and ALDS. Right now, Cleveland is up. Actually, they're down 2-1 to Detroit right now because the game that concluded earlier today. So Detroit is actually up in that series 2-1. The Yankees, like we were saying, are back and forth with the Kansas City Royals. Right now, they're leading 3-2 at the top of the ninth. And this series is tied 1-1, so this is to take the lead. And the Mets have secured themselves in the NLCS for the first time in 9 seasons. The first time they've ever actually had a series-clinching victory in their actual ballpark, Citi Field, which has been around for 15 years now. So the Mets, hey, you're no longer cursed. You got to the NLCS. You did the thing. You spent like $1 jillion, Steve Cohen, and it finally paid off. I didn't mean that pun to happen, but here we are. And then the Dodgers and the Padres right now. Padres lead 2-1, and I haven't checked the score. Give me 2 seconds. The Dodgers are up 5-0, so that's probably going to go to Game 5. The way it's shaping up there to go and see who plays the Mets. So that's what we have here. This is why we love. We had literally today the Phillies were up 1-0, and Lindor comes up and hits a grand slam to go up 4-1, and that was kind of all they needed to beat the Phillies. Phillies probably going to have to go back to the drawing board because they've been competitive every year. They just can't seem to get over the hump like they did back in 2008. So it's going to be interesting to see. Right now, go Royals. Sorry, Justin, but we'll go Royals. You have 27 titles. Let it happen. Let other people get a share. But the Tigers and Mets, they're the ones that are rolled into the postseason hotter than hot. And I thought after that first game where the Detroit lost like 7-0, I thought they turned back into a pumpkin, but no, they came back and rallied through. And the Mets in Detroit right now are playing the best baseball, other than for what I'm seeing compared to the hot two teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm surprised with the Mets because I believed that I was like, okay, they're going to beat the Brewers, but once they hit the Phillies, that's going to be a tough series for them. And I believed that the Phillies were going to beat them. And I was like, nope, we're just going to have a nice little gentleman's sweep there and have the Mets go through. So congratulations to you guys. I didn't believe in you, and I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, they've had like a bunch of like crazy rally stuff. Like all the magic is with the Mets right now,
right?
Because they went on this ever since Grimace from McDonald's did the first pitch in one of their games. They rattled off like 8 in a row to really start this crazy run that they're on. So now Mets fans have just Grimace is everywhere. There's a song called OMG, it's a reggaeton song. And I think it's like somebody on the Mets, I think, made it or something like that. So everyone's kind of got around that. And then the Hawk Tua girl threw out a first pitch, and then they went on another run. So that she's also, yeah, exactly. Yeah, some little girl from BFE of Tennessee is now being adopted by the Mets as well. The more in the Grimace thing. You got people out there wearing Grimace onesies and stuff like that at the Mets ballpark. So never have that on my bingo card.
Well, yeah, I feel like Casey Rocket is a little bit responsible for that from Kill Tony fame.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because he always has a picture of Grimace, man. And I guarantee you someone's like, I'm going to dress up as Grimace and show up to these baseball games. And I can't wait. I can't wait for Casey Rocket's next stand-up, dude. It's going to be great. Sorry I broke you, Josh.
Grimace. Oh, wait, I got another one.
Was this another picture of Grimace? Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to show you. We may have done it in the past. We'll show you again after the show. So
yeah, it's another picture of Grimace. All right, never made it as a wise man. Okay, that's it for the Casey Rocket error. Let's move on to Huck It, Chuck It, Football.
Let's go. Real quick though, you guys are witnessing probably one of the only innings of baseball I'll ever give a shit about this year. So just to let you know, that's why I didn't say anything on baseball. I'm a fair weather fan. What can you say? I am not a fair weather fan of football, so sorry to step on your lead. We need that sound clip, though.
Speaking of weather, y'all be safe down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So, our soul is safe. She has reported safe live and in color on this great show.
I have internet.
Yeah, she has internet. No, don't you do that. Don't you do that. All right. But yes, before we get into scores and everything, got a couple of news things to go over. Number one, Von Miller. We all know him. Can't stay out of trouble. He's suspended for 4 games without pay due to assault allegations. The suspension is in response to allegations from last fall that Miller assaulted his pregnant girlfriend in November of 2023 during Buffalo's bye week. Miller turned himself into Glen Heights Police Department on November 30th on arrest warrant for a charge of third-degree felony assault of a pregnant woman. He was booked into the DeSoto Tri-City Jail that afternoon before being released on a $5,000 bond. Miller and his girlfriend have been together for 7 years and have 2 other children together. Coach Sean McDermott declined to get into the reasoning behind Miller's suspension. I can't. I'm not in a position to go into the details on it, so you can assume what you can assume. That's where we are at on it. McDermott said on Wednesday, it's certainly an unfortunate situation. We respect the decision made by the league, and really it's out of our control, McDermott said. And what we need to focus on is it's an opportunity for someone on our football team to step up. Miller has denied the allegations and said that they are 100% false. In July 2024, Miller said that the case is closed, and the Dallas County District Attorney's Office confirmed to ESPN on Wednesday that the case from November was indeed closed. No charges were ever filed in the case, but the NFL has been conducting a separate investigation. An affidavit obtained by ESPN last year detailed that the allegations against Miller included him putting a hand and later both hands on the woman's neck for about 3 to 5 seconds, pulling her hair and trying to shove her while she was attempting to gather her things and leave after he told her to get out of the apartment where they both lived. Per the affidavit, the woman told Miller she was going to call the police, which prompted him to leave the residence. Police arrived at the apartment, observed minor abrasions on the woman's left hand and bruising to her neck. Injuries consistent with applied pressure to the neck, in addition to bruising her abdomen and left biceps. The injuries were documented when police took photographs that day. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said in March that he did consider placing Miller on the commissioner's exempt list, but that they did not feel it was appropriate at the time based on all the facts. The commissioner's list makes the players exempt from counting against the active roster for reasons determined by the commissioner. So basically, just to kind of take this until I'll give my thoughts on the whole Miller case. But the reason that, again, going back to the Rashid Rice and even Al Kamara situation, at first it was like, well, why isn't Rashid Rice facing any suspension from the NFL, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. As you can tell, the case was closed, dismissed, whatever it was, and then the NFL stepped in. They will not step in until the actual court gets through their hearings, because then they could, if they jump the gun to suspend the player and then find out that they were false, they were innocent and nothing happened, they could be sued for a lot of money from their players union. So they always let the justice system do its thing, and then once that concludes, then they will go in and do their own investigation, as you see here. Don't put hands on on women. Plain and simple, and especially if it's the your baby mama. Like, y'all in this together now. That's it. It's the only way to put it. Y'all in this together, but don't do that. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And that's game. Sorry. Royals lose, and we all lose when a situation like this happen. Just don't put hands on anybody.
Yep.
Right? Y'all leave each other the fuck alone. Like, have a conversation, disagree, and then separate. Just quit putting hands on each other. I mean, too often, both sexes abusing. And then if you're a 300-pound, 6'5" motherfucker, regardless of gender, like you have a lot of responsibility to not hurt smaller people. All right, and that's coming from a short king himself. So,
don't hurt Tvshka.
Don't hurt me, guys. Don't hurt me. No, don't hurt anybody. Like it's so fucking dumb, man. At that level, they have so much money, clout, pool. I mean, they have a lot more responsibility socially and relationship wise. And all too often, people are left to their vices and their bad tempers and maybe even, steroid induced behavior. But it's just, I don't know, it's just aggravating that this is still happening. But we as humans, it's going to happen. And when you're in the spotlight, we're all going to know about it. And we're all going to talk about it, which is what we're doing now. So if convicted, throw the book at them. I mean, every single time. We just got to make examples of individuals, sometimes in a harsher case like this. So we actually can try to, just try to curb behavior just the slightest degree each time. Because people just can't do a 180. But, yeah, so...
Yeah, in speaking to just relationships and stuff, people talk about safe words when it comes to sex, but I think there also needs to be safe words to arguments. Like, hey, I'm not in the mental space to have an argument with you right now, and things might go a turn that I don't want it to. So I'm gonna say this word, and we can talk about this later, but we're not gonna talk about this right now because I'm not in the mental space or whatever to speak about it. So that's my relationship advice to everyone, to not just have a safe word for sex, but also have a safe word for arguments. This fucking sucks. And I think Tvshka put it perfectly. Don't put hands on anyone, male or female. And then especially too, if you are a larger person, if you have more strength than the other person, you have an obligation to watch yourself. And thank you, Justin. Yep, nailed it.
Yeah, it's crazy, Soul, because you're talking about communication. That's so weird. So weird. Why would we ever do that in relationships?
That's pretty much what always stems from. It's miscommunication. The higher percentage of the time, at least what you see, is an argument broke out and then broadcast. So it's and not exactly like black out, but you get what I'm saying.
Communication and self-control. Try it. It's actually pretty good, especially if you do tantric. It's good self-control.
Yeah. Woosah. Just be like Martin Lawrence. Woosah.
Big fucking fish.
Nice.
Big eyes.
Big eyes, but a nice fucking fish. Shout out to Bad Boys too. All right, moving on here. This was came out of left field. I had to double check. I was like, "Are you sure did they really do this?" But the Jets have fired head coach Robert Saleh 5 weeks into the season. The New York Jets have fired him after starting the season 2-3. Saleh was hired by the Jets in 2021 and has a record of 20-36 as a head coach. Saleh's firing makes the first time in owner Woody Johnson's 25-year tenure that he has fired a coach in the middle of the season. Saleh also becomes the first coach in over 20 years to be escorted out of the building by team security after being fired and wasn't allowed to address the team about his firing. QB instability marked Saleh's tenure as the Jets started 6 different QBs in his 4 seasons: Zach Wilson, Mike White, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Flacco, Trevor Siemian, and Tim Boyle. CAR, America's largest Muslim civil rights organization, put out a statement saying, "We commend Coach Robert Saleh for making history as the first American Muslim head coach in NFL history. Although no one should jump to conclusions about why the New York Jets fired Coach Saleh, the The report that Jets security physically escorted Salah out of the building does raise concerns. I was like, what the heck? Does raise concerns about the possible motive for such unusual hostility, especially given that Salah wore a Lebanese flag pin at a game just days ago, and that owner Woody Johnson is a former Trump administration official who has been accused of making racially charged remarks. We encourage the Jets to thoroughly explain its unusually hostile reported treatment of Coach Salah. Yeah, it was weird that they had to have security to escort him. Now, he's worn that Lebanese stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I think it mainly comes down to it was weird how it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think it has anything to do with the Lebanese stuff because he's worn that stuff. He's been on the team. He's been the coach for 4 years. He's 20 and 36. You can tell he lost that locker room. Like, he's not a good head coach.
Yeah.
So the Lebanese thing, when I saw it, I was like, it would be one thing if that was the first time he's done that. He's been very vocal and very in championing for Muslims and stuff. And he's been there for 4 years. So it's not like this is like the first thing. So that's a little bit of a reach, but I understand where they have, of course they're gonna promote that. I think that's a nothing burger there. It all comes down to it was sudden. Also, rumors came out that he wanted to demote offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett and put in another offensive coordinator, and they were like, no, you're gone. That's kind of the rumor that's floated out there, is because they basically weren't going to allow it. Dude, it's the Jets. Okay? It's the fucking Jets. You thought the Mets were cursed? No, the Jets are a walking incompetent organization.
Yeah.
Not named the Cleveland Browns.
Facts. Yeah, when I saw this story, this is weird. Oh, damn it. When I saw this, when I saw this story, I was like, oh, this is weird. And then I looked at his record and I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because being a head coach, it is a performance-based thing. Like, if you are not performing well, and performing well is getting W's on the board, then you're not going to be there for very long. The thing that is weird to me is him being fired, like, in the middle of the season, like, literally, like, and the way that he was fired. So, originally I was just like, oh, the Lebanese pin has nothing to do with it. But then when I was just like, oh, he was escorted out, not able to talk to I was like, that sounds fishy. I don't know the facts about it. I'm not going to push that narrative because I don't know if it's true or not. But if it did play a little like extra to his firing, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think his firing was probably mostly performance-based.
That you got the football version of LeBron on your team, basically, at this point. Like, older, basically can name the head coach, gets all of his buddies / son on the team. Because Alan
the
Lazard
actual
came
coach
over.
of the team.
Nathaniel Hackett was like Aaron Rodgers' favorite coordinator for the Packers at the time, and then he got fired from Denver. So he's like, "All right, I want him." He had Randall Cobb on the team. He's been trying to get Devontae Adams for seems like a decade now. So Aaron Rodgers is going to deny that, but I don't think him and Aaron ever showed. There was one time where they pushed, he was like going to hug him, and Aaron Rodgers like pushed him. It was like, it's not over yet. I'm like, good to know you're on the same page. And then plus the comments the week prior saying about cadences, and then Aaron Rodgers was like, you got to hold some people accountable. So they're already button heads.
Yeah. And
so Aaron's going to win that battle.
Yeah, he's going to be the coach killer there.
He's going to be the coach killer there. So yes, like it all comes down to if he was forcibly removed by security. I want to know a little bit more than that, but right. I think there's a lot more than just him wearing the left. Like I'm saying, and that probably has something to do. It might have something to do with it, but there's just too many other things that led to this performance. Aaron Rodgers not liking him, wanting to demote something that the owner didn't like, and there's no telling what the players are thinking because they are just not playing good football right now. The defense is fine, but he just has no control. And when you lose your locker room, what are you?
Yeah, well, they lost the locker room 2 years ago anyways.
Yeah.
Where they drafted a shitty rookie quarterback who slept with Cougars. Getting married, though. Congrats on that, bud. No, I think this is a nothing burger. It's a mid-season firing, the first of that owner has ever done. But I got to see the tape. Like,
Yeah.
what does physically escorted out mean?
Right.
Like, it means like, is he in an arm bar getting pushed out, or is it like, I'm sorry, Rob, we gotta walk with you. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
How's your family doing? Okay, cool. See you guys. You know, hey, we'll mail you the box. We can't let you, for obvious reasons. Okay. I mean, who knows what it is?
Right.
The media, and I mean, now that we're talking about it, I mean, it's got to be sensationalized. There's got to be talking points. There's got to be little nuggets of information. But, I mean, sorry, I'm going to steal from Aaron Rodgers. He's got a family, guys. Think about the family. He went on Pat McAfee's show today, instead of the Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. And that's why he's got started with, like, built it up like he's a family guy, man. There's humans involved, and it's like, yeah, but come on, man. Like, there's also a lot of money, and if you're not selling tickets, if you're not winning games, you're not selling tickets. If you're not selling tickets, you're not making money, and that's the bottom line. Because Woody Johnson said so. And I'm excited to see what that change looks like. I differ. I don't think it's going to be Hackett. I think they're going to change OCs as well, as far as who's making those calls.
Yeah, because they already promoted the other defensive coordinator as the head coach. Ulbrich, yeah. So,
but you're probably going to see some offensive changes too. We'll see. I mean, they got a good defense. Still early in the season. They're 2-3.
They're still hunting for the division. Like, it's not out of the question.
Yeah. I mean, and even possibly wild card. I mean, who knows how this is going to shake out with the Chiefs getting a bunch of injuries and all that stuff too. But I mean, it sucks for the guy. But yeah, I mean,
where do you think he goes now from here?
Another defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I don't know if it would get signed this year or not though. I'm trying to think of. I can't really think of anybody where.
And he's still being paid for this year too.
Yeah.
So like he doesn't need to have a new job because he's still getting paid for this year.
Take a vacation, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's a team that wears orange in Ohio that can't stop anybody. They might want to call Robert.
No, because I like it whenever my receivers play against him, man.
Just throwing it out there.
Get points, dude. Quit with the good defenses.
The Bengals defense is atrocious.
They are. Yeah, their secondary cannot catch a cold, let alone stop anything. So. Oh man, yeah. But hey, best of luck, man.
Yeah.
Sorry it didn't happen there. New York seems like kind of like a shitty spot, anyways, because the Yankees are there. Sorry, Justin. I'm still butthurt. God dang it.
Your camera's butthurt too.
Yeah, camera's butthurt too.
My camera's canceling me.
Moving on from scores around the country, a big upset. David 1, Goliath nothing. No. That's a biblical joke. I'm going to move on. So we have Falcons beat the Buccaneers in a really crazy classic, 36-30. Vikings beat the Jets, as we kind of alluded to, 23-17 over in London. They're going to play again this week with the London Jaguars, because that's pretty much where they always play. Bears beat the Panthers 36-10. The Commanders beat the Browns 34-13. Dolphins, hey, there they are. They beat the Patriots 15-10. Jaguars beat the Colts 37-34. That was a fun one. Texans beat the Bills 23-20 and terrible late game coaching by the Bills. Ravens beat the Bengals 41-38 in an overtime classic there. Broncos beat the Raiders 34-18. Broncos are starting to rattle off some wins. Cardinals beat the 49ers, and they were at San Francisco 24-23. That was crazy. Giants beat the Seahawks 29-20. Packers beat the Rams 24-19. Cowboys beat the Steelers in a game it ended at like 2 o'clock in the morning because of the rain delay, it felt like. But hey, the good guys won. That's all that matters. And then the Chiefs. Let me tell you, let me know if you haven't heard this before. The Chiefs won. I mean, they won. I mean, what doesn't matter. They're 5-0. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what happened. Doesn't matter what if you have me as the receiver, Sol as a tight end, and Tvshka as a lineman. Patrick Mahomes is going to throw the ball. Someone's going to catch it. They're going to have more points than the other team at the end of it. I mean, that's just what.
Are you body shaming me? Is that what's going on?
No, I'm picking random positions where Patrick Mahomes is still the quarterback.
Yeah, no, dude. The dude's phenomenal. I mean, just watch that one move. That still shows you with the dad bod, the bro's got it, dude. He's still got them jets, and that's definitely gonna be in his highlight reel. It was cool watching the Manning cast where Archie Manning was actually on with the Suns, and they were talking about Patrick Mahomes, and he pulls that, and all of them are just like, "What the heck, dude? Like, what? This guy still has it. He's killing it. Win's a win. Who cares?
Guys,
Score a bunch.
all of our teams won this week.
Let's go. Savor it. Cheers to that, y'all.
Cheers.
Oh my gosh. Cheers.
Yeah.
So, dude, even though the Royals didn't win tonight.
Yes. But yeah, Justin, that was god-awful game management by the Bills. It was just terrible. I still don't understand what they were trying to do.
Both sides had bad game management at the end.
Yeah, they were just terrible. So moving on to the collegiate side of it, we kind of alluded to it last week of Cal. They're hilarious. They were at College Game Day, went to Cal, I think, for the first time, and they showed out. We have some signs here that they made. Woke versus Coke. That was kind of the theme going into it. As we're going to pull up some things here once Sol gets it going.
There we go. I was like, I clicked the button. Why is it not going up?
Yeah. So as you can see, these are pretty funny signs.
God bless it.
Cal 61, University of Miami 4 for Nobel laureates.
Right.
The amount of ACC titles that each university has, one in the span of 20 years, one in the span of one game. Then this one cracked me up. The Adams-Onis Treaty was a mistake. For those who don't know, the 1819 Adams-Onis Treaty was the treaty that the United States had with Spain to make Florida a part of the United States. So,
yeah.
But Miami still won, so sucks to suck.
Yeah. Vanderbilt, of the upset of forever, the Nerds won on the football field, guys. You did it. Vanderbilt beat Alabama. It wasn't fluky either. It was pretty, but they won 40-35. And then they proceed. The 12 fans that attend these games every time, that's not Alabama. They rushed the field, tore down the goalpost, and then proceeded to take the goalpost 3 miles down Broadway. They basically had a police escort to the river and throw that son of a bitch in the river. So
we threw it in the river.
Right. This reminded me when I was seeing them do this live, and I'm just like, we're streaking through the quad, down the gymnasium to the river.
Past all red.
Yeah.
As someone who went to high school in Tennessee, just south of Nashville, and then him who now currently lives just south of Nashville, we've seen some crazy things in Nashville, but this is pretty crazy.
This is awesome. So here's a couple of videos of them throwing the goalpost in the river. Here's the first one. Just in case something copyrights it. So that's literally right on Broadway. The police is like, whatever, just let it happen. It's not like they're destroying anything. They're just kids being.
They've already destroyed it.
Right, they already destroyed it. So this, and then
just throwing some petroleum products in the river. That's all.
Right, and then this is this seems like something that was on the cutting room floor of World War Z, but this is the night vision of the helicopter of the students around the river.
Oh my God!
We will make clear.
And just look at them with the goalpost and them just dragging it, stopping it over. It's so weird in that sense because it's straight out of it seems like it's straight out of a World War Z movie or something.
No, well, no. You know what? I see nothing but hope for America with this. Okay?
Yeah.
Because we can unite, people. We can unite against evil.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Alabama. If we just come together as one, we can defeat them.
Except for we can't jump down from small walls. We can't do that very well. Now, granted, they might be a little.
Hey.
Their imbalance might not be the best at this point.
Yeah, I was like, they may be a little intoxicated.
Maybe.
Yeah, do you know, like,
Possibly. Just a
half of them
smidgen.
got so tired of walking to downtown, they stopped for a beer, and then everybody else that was in the bar just came out.
There it goes.
And so all the drunk people were, like, finishing it off. Which, you know, there's probably one person captaining the ship, like, all right, hey, this is where we're going to go. He's communicating with law enforcement who's walking up front. And he's like, God damn it, what? Who let the drunk people in, guys? We're veering right. Get back over, you know.
There was a kid that was basically, he kind of went viral because he was like live streaming because he was at the game. Then he followed them all down, and he's sitting there going, he was like straight out of Mean Girls. He's like, I don't even go here, but I'm here, baby. Let's do this. So he was basically just documenting everything that was going on. They ended up, the fire department, update wise, the fire department did actually fish it out of the river. I mean, it's right there. Let's say it's not what they couldn't, was hard to find. They got it out of the river. They apparently, the rumor is that they're taking it back to giving it back to Vanderbilt. They're going to cut it up and auction off every single piece of it, and then that's going to go to pay the fine because SEC rules, you cannot rush the field or they will fine them. So that's the rumor. That's what's happening. But I did see the video of them actually
Probably
getting
to pay for a new goalpost too.
Yeah, probably.
It's okay. The city's going to rally behind. Actually, the whole nation is probably going to pitch in $1. Basically, it's going to be the Bernie Sanders of college football fundraising. Just give $1. Give $1 to your cause, and we will make it happen. We'll get a new post. We'll make the corporate companies pay for it.
Yeah, and then we're going to break up the SEC. Wait, Bernie. We're cool.
I said, okay.
Yeah. We got to you with the $1, but breaking up the SEC, come on now.
Run independently, bitch. Get out of here.
Yeah. Some other scores. There's a lot of top 25 upsets. Unfortunately, one of them was Louisville. They dropped their second in a row to SMU. Arkansas upset Tennessee 19-14. Texas A&M upset Missouri. It really was an upset. Missouri's just way overrated. But Texas A&M put the hurting on them 41-10.
My dad owes my mom a lot of kisses.
Yes.
Because that's what when they score. Kiss.
Gotcha. Washington gets revenge on the national title game against Michigan, 27-17. Minnesota upsets USC 24-17. And then running back for Boise State, Ashton Genty, keeps his incredible Heisman campaign going. So far through 5 games, he has 95 carries, 1,031 yards, 16 touchdowns, and an average of 10.9 yards a game. This is insane what he is doing. There's some like faux mock drafts coming out where all 32 teams have Ashton Genty as far as their first round draft pick. Him and Travis, as far as the Heismans are concerned right now, there's basically 3 front runners: Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter for Colorado. He plays both. He plays basically 113 snaps, and he's great on both sides of the ball as far as being a lockdown corner and a really good receiver. So Heisman's supposed to go to the best player in college football. You can't not have Travis Hunter part of that conversation.
Or quarterback.
Right, or quarterback on the best instead of a quarterback on the best
Bullshit.
team. So, well, Jason White won, and he was just the best quarterback on the best team.
Yeah. Hey, that was a great year. Okay.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I'm just pointing it out there.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, he goes with us.
Anyway, I'm with you. But also, you
gonna...
forgot one upset. Hold on, real quick. You forgot one upset. Oklahoma State, suck it.
Yeah.
Y'all lost. We gave you the keys to the Big 12, and you drove into a grocery store, dude. You drunk ass Cowboys. Get back in the stable. You ain't shit. Go West Virginia.
Yeah, just to kind of show this slide here.
Sorry.
I know we weren't able to put on the slides, but this is basically Ashton Genty's rushing yards every game. The first game, 267 yards rushing. Week 2, 192. Week 4, 127, but he only played one half. And then week 5 was 259, and then 186. So those are the only ones that only played a half in. So what he's doing is pretty daggone incredible. So, hey, Dallas needs a running back. Gary, make it happen.
And I'm going to do a Josh and explain something that doesn't need to be explained. My mom went to Texas A&M, for those who don't realize that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. They're like they shared their first kiss, and Texas A&M was on the background. Like that was the only other thing.
So in Texas A&M, the tradition is every time that they score either field goal or touchdown, that you're supposed to kiss your significant other. So anytime Texas A&M plays, it's like they score, my mom's like, kiss.
Gotcha.
It's not a bad tradition.
That's a tradition
That's a good tradition.
That's a good tradition. It's kind of a running joke.
Good tradition, white people. The other ones you got, maybe not so good.
Yeah.
But good tradition. Good tradition.
Yeah, good tradition there. So now let's move on to basketball. Surprise, surprise, to no one's surprise. Miami Heat named their court after Pat Riley, which I'm surprised this hadn't happened sooner. But we've got that here.
We got a little video.
Hopefully this audio doesn't get us copywritten either, but here's a nice video of them going over Pat Riley.
And the Miami Heat are going to be champions of the basketball world!
I think the fortunes of the team dramatically changed when Pat came aboard.
It was clear that the Heat were determined to make a statement about who they were.
I believe that we could go down and change the culture and we could turn it quick.
Don't back up, run to it.
Look at all that old footage.
It had something it never had before. It had an identity.
He immediately made us relevant.
Wait. Oh, push the ball behind the alley-oop, and the jam-body shot.
We're going to play with a lot of pride. I think you're going to take great pride in watching us play.
Pat, we're entering our 30th season. Nick and I have been talking about what would be the best way to commemorate really the tremendous effect you've had on our organization, the Miami Heat, the city of Miami. We came up with the idea of naming the court after you. I hope you enjoy it.
You kidding?
That looks great.
And we got the logo.
Wow. Enjoy it. It's going to be there forever.
That wasn't the goal, but I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, Vic.
Yay.
I'm not gonna lie, I cried the first time I watched that. Especially I was good until Pat started getting emotional, and then I was just like, fuck.
Hey, we're all sympathetic criers, man, you know. When it comes to
the guy's a hard ass, man. I mean, he loves the game, but he's always miserable because he's a coach. That's just part of that, the plight of the coach. And for him to get that, it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just it's been 30 years. Time flies because it felt like just yesterday Pat Riley was taking, with Lonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway and all of them, and then getting D Wade and Shaq and having that era, and then handing it over to Spoelstra. People are like, "What? Why?" And now
and being integral for getting LeBron.
Right, being integral for getting LeBron, keeping Dwayne Wade there as long as he possibly could, having that relationship. There is some crazy videos of them all dressed up in gypsy style costumes and stuff.
Shout out UD.
Yeah. Udonis Haslem. And then obviously Lonzo Mourning is still with the organization. I forget exactly what his title is with the team, but it's every time they see Pat Riley, there's Lonzo Mourning sitting right next to him. So he's created a very, very strong culture there, and it's surprising because he's been a head coach of the Lakers. He's been, which if you watched, shout out to Adrian Brody playing him in a Winning Time. He was great in that, him and Jason Siegel. And then he was also he was the Knicks coach in the 90s when he basically said, if they go down the lane, you let them know, don't come down the lane anymore. So that's because of Pat Riley and the Pistons of the late 80s and that physicality. That's why it's so soft now. It's like, no, it's still physical. They just said they were just allowed to do a lot more hard fouls back then.
Yeah. Life was harder, period.
Yeah.
People were still hitting their kids. And man, you mentioned Winning Time. I was going to do that because absolutely love the series. I know, Sol, you got a lot to talk about the Heat, so I'll focus on the Lakers part. But yeah, I mean, to see him like through his career, come up with the assistant and work with Jerry, and some of the sometimes tumultuous relationship that they had, and then Jerry recently passing, and it's really cool to see him kind of have this big win in his life, in his career, kind of in that kind of down year possibly. But I just wish it would have happened when he was on the court. So that way he, maybe could remember, a little bit more, or, whenever he, leaves or something of that nature. I'm not sure, the time difference. It's at least 15 years since he coached. I'm not sure on that one. Fact check me, but just would have been nice to see him in person. But yeah, so you can tell more about his career with the Heat for sure.
Yeah, Pat. It's weird to say this, but Pat Riley is the Miami Heat. He's the one who created the Miami Heat culture. When you talk about the culture that the Heat instills, when they talk about you can't get underneath this what is it, BMI, all that kind of stuff, expecting a lot of your athletes, expecting that you're going to put 110% into every possession and to every move. That comes from Pat Riley, and that still exists today, even under Coach Tvshka, and it comes from Pat Riley down. He brought us our first championship as the head coach in 2006, and he's integral for getting LeBron and Bosh, and we have 3 championships because of Pat Riley. Also, you could say also because of D Wade and Shaq and LeBron and Bosh, but it kind of comes down to Pat.
Yeah, no, he's one of the greats. He's one of the greats to ever do it on and off the court.
Now we go. Now we go into a little bit of sadder news. We're talking about rookie no longer, Nika Mühl. She tears her ACL in first overseas game in Turkey. Since the WNBA was formed, many players play off-season overseas in Europe or Asia for a myriad of reasons, supplementing their income, getting meaningful minutes, etc. Nika Mühl signed with, I'm going to butcher this, Besiktas in Turkey, and suffered an ACL tear in the 79-63 loss to Fenerbahce in the FIBA Super Cup. The Super Cup, which pits the previous season's Women's EuroLeague winner against the Women's Euro Cup winner, was originally scheduled for Wednesday, but had to be suspended due to fan behavior inside the arena. It was rescheduled then for Thursday and played behind closed doors. Late in the third quarter, Mühl picked off a pass and was about to take off on a fast break the other way. When her left leg collapsed, she immediately screamed out in pain and eventually had to be taken off the court on a stretcher. We're not going to show the video. If you really want to watch the video, you can go watch it. We're not going to show it here. A timeline has not been provided for Nika's recovery, but there is a real possibility that she's going to miss the entire 2025 WNBA season. After starting at UConn, where she became the Huskies' all-time assist leader, beating out Sue Bird, Mühl was the number 14 overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. Her rookie season got off to a frustrating start as she missed the Storm's first 4 games due to visa issues. Stuck behind a veteran backcourt of Skylar Diggins-Smith and Jewel Lloyd on a team that hoped to contend for a title, she ended up playing sparingly, and her first points came in the final game of the regular season against the Phoenix Mercury, which she got to do in front of her college coach. So that was cool. We talked about that a few weeks ago. Despite the limited playing time this season, the Storm were still bullish on Mühl's future, particularly as a perimeter defender. This winter overseas provided to be pivotal, I can speak English, for development and chances of earning a bigger role next season. Now it looks like that's not going to happen. It's unclear if she'll even be on the court in 2025. Mühl is on the Storm's books for $68,595, but her rookie scale contract is unprotected, which again, ridiculous how little these players get paid. And
should be a no comment.
Yeah. Another thing to think about too is because she was on a student visa, kind of like Camila Cardoso, they weren't able to do NIL deals because they're not allowed to work while they're students. So unlike a lot of her peers, she did not make money while she was a college athlete, and then not able to make brand deals and endorsement deals until she was fully able to work in the United States, which she didn't had visa issues until the 5th regular season game for the Storm. So yeah, I'm like, ooh, money situation for Nika's probably not going well for her right now. So I feel bad on that end as well as her tearing her ACL. But I'm going to throw it to Josh first. Thoughts on this?
Yeah, you never want to see anybody get injured. This isn't, it's just part of the WNBA game. If you look at Sue Bird's accolades, because she always had to go overseas as soon as the season ends, so her accolades stretched like a freaking Encyclopedia Britannica for all the accolades she has, just because she basically played year round. So her stats just kept padding. That's just her whole career, much less collegiate to professional, and it stretched over 20 years. So that's where you see that. So this is, Brittany Griner, the reason she got in all that issues was because she played overseas in Russia, because the one league can't pay all the bills. And not everyone out there is getting $20 million endorsement deals like Caitlin Clark. I think it's going to trend that direction, because as we were seeing, the viewership is up even for what they did last year, even when Caitlin Clark's not there. Yes, this is not Caitlin Clark stuff, but they're almost at 1 million. The Aces and Liberty were at like 1 million. So
1.2, yeah.
1.2, somewhere around there. So it was still up. It wasn't the fever number, but it's still up. So y'all can shut up on that one. I know we're talking about Nika, but I had to get that out of my system. But yeah, this sucks about Nika. This isn't like, oh, that's it, it's over. Like, it still sucks, but Nika's way too talented.
Yeah.
I think this is a minor setback for a major comeback for her. It stinks. I think she's going to be taken care of as far as money wise by organizations and everyone else, the liking. I'm pretty sure she has brand deals. I don't know what they are. I'm down here spitballing here. It sucks, but you never want to see anybody get hurt on that. But I think she will be okay. It just sucks.
Oh God.
Oh, you saw the injury?
I just watched the fucking video, dude. That's bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll take Dry Heaving Tvshka's word for it to not watch the video.
That is why I did not put it on. Like, mostly for everyone's sanity, but also I didn't want us to be taken down either.
My ACL hurts now. Like, I'm actually at high risk. I got to go to the gym.
On a scale from 1 to Kevin Ware, how gruesome was it?
You can see. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I've been watching Dr. Brian Soderer, MD, far too much. That I should be more have a better stomach for that. But oh God, that's bad.
If anyone didn't know what I mean by Kevin Ware, he was the NCAA player. He played for Louisville in the Elite Eight, where he went to make a block, came down, and his bone pierced through his leg. And his leg was just sitting there dangling. Yeah. So that's why we said, on a scale of 1 to Kevin Ware, how gruesome was the injury look?
Man, yeah. That fucking sucks. And really, to kind of the fact of, or not the fact of the matter, but a lot of the larger issue in her life. The injury is bad, but like you said, the money situation. It just sucks that it's not there where it needs to be. And that's for a lot of leagues. Even the NFL, even the NBA, there's still a lot of improvements that can be made in a lot of different areas. Money's not necessarily one of the issues there, just disbursement of that money, which is the same case here. And so, I know, she's probably got a lot of fans and support. So whatever she needs, it'll be provided, and God willing, in that manner as well. But yeah, dude, it just really sucks for them going right into in the playoffs too, right? Come at this time, but hey, you kind of play the dual season sometime, and that just happens. But
yeah, and
I gotta go back and throw up.
Another thing to think about too, and I'm gonna compare it to soccer, but when you don't play a lot, like, you're more prone to injuries if you're not playing a lot, and she wasn't playing a lot with the Storm, so now she is playing a lot with this overseas team. That's going to lead to injuries because she's not used to playing all the time. anymore, like she was when she was a starter with the UConn. So you give a few months of not playing a lot of basketball, that can lead to injuries. So yeah, rest easy, Nika, heal up. Hopefully you can come back sometime in the 2025 season, because it'll be cool to watch you play some more basketball.
Yeah, for sure.
But speaking of the WNBA, let's get on to some playoffs. We're first going to talk Aces versus Liberty. Aces beat the Liberty 95-81 in Game 3 to push it to a Game 4. The Aces break the record for the most consecutive home game wins in the postseason, with this win making it 12 home games in a row. The game started out very much back and forth with both teams playing well, but the Aces came out to play and had an amazing third quarter, keeping the Liberty to only 6 points, which that's just crazy to think about with how much talent is on the Liberty. Yep. It was very much a tale of two halves for the Liberty. Played really first half, not so much in the second. The Aces played way better defense than they did in the previous two games and kept Sabrina Ionesco to 0 points until the fourth quarter, which that's crazy to think about as well, with her ultimately scoring 4 points, basically a free throw and a three-pointer. Aja Wilson showed out why she's the unanimous MVP with 19 points, 14 rebound, double-double. Jackie Young had an amazing night with 24 points, 10 of them in the first quarter alone. It was also the night of guards. Plum Dog and the point guard had also had an amazing night. Also, sideline antics of Kelsey Plum had me cracking up. Game 1 with Spike, and then her dapping up this little kid, which we'll see this right here, which kind of, the camera angle's funny, so at first it looks like she's smacking this little kid in the face, but no, she's dapping the kid up.
Get my face, kid.
I think I heard him say Darren Waller can suck it.
Right? Hey, Darren Waller, you're a bitch. Thank you. Sit down.
Speaking of Chelsea Gray, at the end of that video, Chelsea Gray looked like pre-injury Chelsea Gray in this game. That's not saying that she hasn't played great this year and still earned her spot on the Olympic team, which she was deservedly on the Olympic team. But she wasn't as good as her pre-injury self. But she showed out in Game 3. And that just shows like how good she is. That like not as good Chelsea Gray can make the Olympic squad and be like a great player, but then when she is at her pre-injury self, she's fucking baller. So shout out Chelsea Gray there. It's a little scary when she's running on all cylinders. Also, look at this fucking pass by her. It's crazy.
Here we go.
Her career here, just wraps it right around the spin. Two defenders there, looks away and just flings it to Asia Wilson. Beautiful look.
Beautiful.
Yeah, when I saw that pass in the game, I was like, "Ooh, okay, girl, okay." Last thing I wanted to show from this game is this came out at the end of franchise playoff point leaders for the Aces. It is basically Moore and their coach as the top 5, which, again, crazy to think about. And crazy to think that Becky Hammon is still in the top 5 of records. Like,
she was good.
She was good. But 'twas not the for the Aces to three-peat. The Liberty beat the Aces 76-62 in Game 4 and are going to the WNBA Finals for the 6th time in their history. They've never won before, but they've been to the Finals 6 times. Brianna Stewart had a 19-point, 15-rebound double-double. Sabrina Ionesco dropped 22 points with 5 out of 6 threes made. Asia Wilson had a 19-point, 11-rebound double-double. Both Asia and Stewie were Black City in this game. Asia had 5 blocks. Stewie had 4. And it was fun to watch. They're just like, not today. Jackie Young almost had a buzzer beater in the third quarter that would have had the Aces in the lead going into the fourth quarter, but she ended up actually throwing the ball after 0 on the clock, but we're going to watch it anyways because she was past half court. Yeah. It was kind of sad for that not to count. Like, low-key, I was rooting for the Aces in the previous game because I wanted it to continue going. But overall, because the Liberty have never won before, I was kind of rooting for the Liberty in this series. And even then, I'm just like, ooh, come on, Aces, in that moment. But 'twas not. Again, I'm going to shout out the point god, Chelsea Gray. She joins Courtney Vandersloot, Lindsay Whalen, and Sue Bird as the only WNBA players to reach 300 career playoff assists. Congrats. And as I said, the New York Liberty have never won a WNBA title. Maybe this year's their year.
About to change. Hey, Jets, guess what? The New York Giants, they actually look good. The Liberty, they're in the final. The Yankees won. The Mets are in the NLDS. There's only an outlier here, Jets. I'm just throwing it out there. Something's in the water in New York, and you're not drinking from it.
And from the other side, we got Suns versus Lynx. Lynx beat the Sun 90-81 in Game 3. In this game, DeWanna Bonner passes Candace Parker for the number 2 spot in all-time scoring in the postseason, scoring 16 points in this game. Diana Taurasi still number 1 with 1,486 points. Lynx just played better than the Sun. Yeah. And that also, when we get to Game 5, that's basically it. The Lynx just played better. Going into this series, these are the 2 best defensive teams in the league this year, and the Lynx showed it. The Suns did not. And on the offensive side, the Lynx outscored the Sun in every quarter but the fourth. Nafisa Collier, she had a 26-point, 11-rebound double-double in Game 3. Going on to Game 4, that the Sun were able to win and push it to a Game 5. They beat the Lynx 92-82. Alyssa Thomas had an 18-point, 11-assist double-double and was 2 rebounds away from a triple-double. DeWanna Bonner dropped 18 and had some clutch shots. Tyesha Harris dropped 20 and had the most points for the Sun. She got hurt right before the playoffs began and was able to get back on the court. So, congrats to coming back from an injury, even if it was a short time. She's an important player for the Sun, and her not being there, maybe that was part of a little bit why they struggled. Nafisa Collier, she got a 29-point, 13-rebound double-double in this game, and this game was, like we talked before, tale of 2 halves, and Connecticut did not want to be eliminated in front of their fans at Mohegan Sun Arena. For Tvshka's knowledge here, they are the only WNBA team to be owned by a Native American tribe. So they were like, we're not doing that at our casino. We're not losing. So
the house always wins.
House always wins.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I'm still upset about the Aces, man. All those highlights and no wins, mother.
I know.
They went last year.
You did it on purpose. You played my emotions, built me up because you know I don't follow it. You're like, I'm gonna make them think they won by how good these highlights are, and then throw them in a pit. Yeah,
I know. I'm sorry.
I picked the final correctly, but that's whatever.
Then Lynx beat the Sun 88-77 in Game 5 and booked their trip to the finals. Lynx just played better, like I said. The Sun put their all into the last game, and it's one of those that, when you put your all into a game, but then you have to play another game, and you kind of you already put your all into it, so you have nothing left. That was pretty much this game. Tvshka Collier,
Well,
27
dry.
points, 11 rebound, double-double. Courtney Williams with 24 points. Dejanay Carrington had 17 points, 13 rebound, double-double. Brianna Jones, 16 points, 12 rebound, double-double. And one thing that the Lynx do, every home game that they win, they bust out the electric slide. So let's watch this electric slide here.
It's party time, y'all. It's party time, y'all. How about a little noise? Minnesota.
We might need to turn the volume off.
No, I just want to hear the intro, and then we can watch them dance. I don't even know if we can sing it. We might get flagged.
Right.
All right, guys, we're going to party like it's 1992. Here comes the electric slide.
All right. Congratulations to the bride and groom.
Yeah. We're not going to do the chicken dance right after here by the Connecticut sun.
This is the only time people dance this anymore is at weddings.
Only 80s Joel, people. Only 80s Joel.
Yeah. I thought you said this was a native team, huh?
No, this is not the native team. This is the Minnesota Lynx team.
Oh.
Connecticut sun.
Yeah, Connecticut is,
Yeah,
we wouldn't allow that at our house.
Again, another tradition that we applaud. There you go. Yeah.
It's a good one to keep.
Yeah, it's a good one to keep. Inside joke, guys. Sorry, you're outside the circle on that one, but we're not going to get into it because that's not what the show's about.
Yeah, but we do get into it on the Discord. So
yes, join us. The Discord link is down below.
What we're talking about.
Before we give our thoughts on who will win between the Liberty and the Lynx, I just want to shout out DeWanna Bonner again. She is first in all-time postseason defensive rebounds, first in all-time WNBA in postseason games played, second in all-time total postseason points, like I said before, behind Diana Taurasi, and third in all-time postseason steals. The postseason, that's her time. You know, we got playoff Jimmy. For the Miami Heat, we got playoff DeWanna, although she also plays great in the regular season, but, you know, playoff DeWanna. But we already know who Josh thinks is going to win. So I'm going to throw it over to Tvshka first. New York Liberty, Minnesota Lynx. Who you got?
I didn't pick either of them, so
No,
I don't want none of this. I don't have anything to do with it. No, I mean, the Liberty. I mean, they look that good against the defending champion Aces, and I mean, you know, even with the highlights she's shown, I mean, they put up a good effort. That was nil, and so for that, in fact, I'm gonna go with Liberty, just so maybe I can get one of these games right in this bracket.
Yeah, Josh, you correctly guessed the finals. How you feeling?
I mean, I know ball. You know, on my tombstone, they're going to be, you know, awesome dude, great friend, knows ball. That's pretty much what's going to be on there. So doesn't matter what ball it is, I know it.
He knows ball, guys. He knows ball.
Broke me on that
one. Josh, we got a little bit of a novelty acts.
Yeah. A couple things here, just do some little cleanup. For one thing, NHL starting. I just wanted to kind of put that out there. But real quick, tennis in China, they were playing, and we have some winners here. Alcaraz wins singles, and Coco Gauff wins singles, becoming the first American woman to win in Beijing since 2013. Serena being the first to do it. If anyone knows who the last name, there was no last name to Serena. I'm guessing it's Williams. Just taking a shot in the dark on that one. So Serena Williams, the GOAT. That was the last one to do it there. In which Coco is killing the game right now. She's probably the next up as far as American tennis players are concerned. And it's crazy to see Coco and all that she's doing there. No golf. We won the President's Cup. I mean, there you go. We beat. Yeah, again, Americans beat other players from. They beat the world. Which one of those worlds was Scotland, who invented the game. So again, you invent it, we'll beat you at it.
Oh yeah. America.
Rock flag and eagle.
As Josh said, NHL season has begun. And a few things here. We got Jessica Campbell is the first woman to coach an NHL game for the Seattle Kraken. Unfortunately, they lost 3-2 to the St. Louis Blues, but that's a hell of achievement. So shout out Jessica Campbell. The Utah Hockey Club, which they did not choose any of the ones that we said they should have chosen last year when we were speaking about they chose the worst name, Hockey Club. Really? Okay. Yeah. But they played their first ever game against the Chicago Blackhawks, winning 5-2. And then we got the Florida Panthers, baby, beat the Boston Bruins 6-4, and add last year's championship to the rafters. Look how beautiful that is. We're not going to show the video. Yeah, we're not going to show the video because we will get copyright because music. But look at how beautiful that is. And then we got a ring, and it's a pretty shiny ring. Roll that video.
Okay. Oh man, I thought you were gonna say beautiful bean footage. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Nope.
Look at how many diamonds are on this.
It'd be hilarious. It's like, what's up? This 305. I'm like, no, dude, stop. You don't see everything involving.
Peace up, A-Town down. Not even the right city.
No, not the right city. No. Welcome to Atlanta. No, not the right city.
You're gonna
have for life. Nope, definitely not that one. No.
Once they on Rocky Top. Nope. Still, we're not. We're 0 for 7.
Now we really sound like Casey Rocket did.
Never waited as a wise man.
Get real trap music.
We're going to go into a little bit of kicking and screaming next.
Real quick, though.
Oh, go ahead.
The Utah Hockey Club. You picked the thing that you could actually leave in 2 years. It's like kind of like a pseudo marriage. Like, you're going to get out of it. So you just, okay, we'll do this for a little short time. But definitely going to be picking something different in 2 years because people are going to complain about it. It's going to be like a Commander situation.
Yep.
So safe, way to play it safe and buy yourself a few years to think of something better. Even though you're just going to go with, it wasn't Bigfoot. What was the Bigfoot one? Sasquatches? No. Yetis. Yeah.
Yetis.
Yeah. Utah Yetis. It does have a ring to it.
You can't tell me that the fans voted Hockey Club number 1. Like, you cannot tell me that.
Yeah.
Well,
business decision.
It's Utah. They're named the Jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
they wanted the Mormons.
They're named the Jazz because of New Orleans.
They're in New Orleans, I know. But
yes.
The fact that they never changed it.
No.
Yeah.
It took
we could be
seconds.
jazzy.
They did make jazz lame. That's the only time. Like, after that, I think it was Kenny G. Kenny G's like, oh my God, I can do this shit. It's like
nothing says jazzy like John Stockton.
Oh, dude.
But he was a GOAT, though.
Yeah.
But
the mailman, though, bro.
Mailman, yeah. Well, on the court, great. We're not going to talk about off the court stuff.
I thought that was the lead into the next. Okay, never mind. My bad.
Well, back to kicking and screaming. We have some Supporter Shield winners in both the MLS and NWSL. For those who don't know, the Supporter Shield goes to the team with the best record in the MLS or NWSL in the regular season. It's like the President's Cup in hockey. For the MLS, my team won the Supporter Shield in their 3-2 win over the Columbus Crew last Wednesday. They went on to win their game against Toronto 1-0 this past Saturday with a goal from Leo Campana. And if they win this Saturday against New England, Inter Miami will break the record for the most points ever achieved by an MLS club. So I'm hoping for that. But let's see them getting this shield. This is the actual trophy that they get.
Get this man a shield.
And that is one of the owners, Jose Mata.
the background.
And the funny thing is,
don't want the world. Oh, sorry.
the funny thing is too with the shield, they don't have any way to actually hold it except for holding on the side. The supporter shield for the NWSL that we're gonna see, they actually have a thing to hold it like an actual Captain America.
Cool.
So for the NWSL Orlando Pride, which their men's team, they're Inter Miami's rivals, but I don't hate their women's team as much as I hate their men's team, because how can you hate a team that Marta is on? You
Right?
just can't.
You can't.
They won the Shield in NWSL this past Sunday in their 2-0 win over the Washington Spirit, which the Washington Spirit has Josh's girl, Trinity Rodman. Orlando are currently in their invincible year, meaning they have not lost a single game in the regular season this year at all. They have 3 more games left to see if they can go undefeated for the whole year, but this is them winning their Shield.
Question, Marta, you've been a superhero in this sport for a long time. You now have your Shield. What does it mean for this team to win a championship like this?
Wow, they mean so much. We worked so hard from beginning, and wow, I wait for so long for this moment, you know. And this team deserves, because we show we can do from the first game in this season, and then we keep doing, and then I hope we're gonna go for more. So this is for the team, but for you guys, I'll come to the game every single week. Thank you.
All right, Orlando, celebrate with them.
Hey, Marta.
Yay,
Isn't that
Marta.
her like first major championship of some sort?
Like the first one with Orlando, she's been with Orlando for a very long time. Yeah. She's gotten a lot of silver
Right.
medals, but
No,
this is a win in her book. So congratulations to Marta.
Has she announced her retirement from the NWSL?
Yeah, this is her last year.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, she went. Hey, she went out on top, man. Like Seinfeld.
Yep. And it'd be pretty cool if they have an invincible year this year, because that's never been done in the NWSL before, and like just to go an entire season undefeated, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So is invincible like a soccer term? I mean, is that what you all use for it? Okay. Yeah.
It was a Mark Wahlberg movie about him making the.
I mean, that's what I was thinking. I mean, I was looking for Dick Vermeil. I didn't know he started coaching soccer and winning championships. Like
that was Greg Kinnear. That wasn't Dick Vermeil.
No, Vermeil was the one that actually allowed the open tryouts. But
right. I was just being real. Well, actually, because in the movie it was played by Greg Kinnear.
Actually, you don't have glasses to push up, so.
Yeah, I'm getting old, man. I'm up there like Adam Thielen.
You're not that old, man. You ain't got no cheaters. Come on. Come on with it.
Well, you guys ready to see some American scoring goals?
We do.
Did we do it? We did the thing?
We're doing the thing.
Oh my God! Finally.
First up, we got Josh Sargent. He scores the second goal in Norwich City's 4-0 win over Hull City in the EFL Championship in England.
Sargent back to the goal scorer Nunez.
Oh, that's in English. I can mute that. You don't need me to interpret anything. God kicked it. Scored goal. Josh, go, Jay. Yeah.
Aluminium.
I'm glad to see Americans scoring goals again for other teams and not the U.S.
Dude, for real.
Hey, we're going to talk about them next week to see how they do in this window. So we'll see. Next up, we got Paxton Aronson. He scores the second goal in FC Utrecht's 3-2 win over RKC Waalwijk. Sure.
Yeah.
Netherlands.
That one to Josh.
The Dutch. He did the thing. Go! Oh, he's not very good with that slide.
No, he's injured for the season.
I know, right?
Oh.
Now, the next two, because I have learned having to cut out goals in our last few things that sometimes certain videos of people's goals, they just don't want us to live here on YouTube. So we're not going to show these next two, but we are going to speak a little bit about it. Falarin Balogun scores the second goal in Monaco's 2-1 win over Rennes. Yeah, Ligon doesn't like us showing goals, so we're not going to show it. Then we got Christian Pulisic scored the only goal in AC Milan's 2-1 loss to Fiorentina. We'll get taken down because we can show Serie A goals, we just can't show AC Milan. Why you do this to us, AC Milan?
Premier League bullshit.
Well, they're in Italy. With this one, Teo Hernandez and Tammy Abraham missed a penalty each, so AC Milan got 2 penalties in this game. These two players missed them. And the AC Milan's manager, Paulo Fonseca, said, the penalty taker is Pulisic. I don't know why the players changed their mind. I spoke to him and said it must never happen again. Earlier this year, Pulisic was made the designated penalty taker, and he has never missed a penalty in his professional playing career ever. It's kind of disrespectful to both the coach and Pulisic to try and take the penalty yourself instead of giving it to the designated penalty taker. And it's even worse that you missed it, and that's 2 players that missed the penalty, and you end up losing the game. They're not going to listen to their coach when it comes to this. Are they going to listen about other things? Has Fonseca lost the locker room? Interesting to think about. Do you guys have any thoughts on this before we go to the next few goals?
So many words.
No,
many words.
Basically,
but I can't say them right now.
No, when you lose if you can't deal with the egos, because at that level you're going to deal with a lot of egos who has been told they're the best player ever, and then you get to this level, there might be players better than you, and some people can't take that. So if it shows you start losing your locker room, like the U.S. men's national team did, this is kind of the things that happen. This sounds like a trend. I hope it's not a Pulisic trend.
No. I mean, he's playing really well for AC Milan, and again, he scored the only goal. He's the designated penalty taker. Like, he's Gucci.
Yeah. So
going off, we're gonna go to France. Lindsay Horan scored the second goal in Lyon's 4-0 win over Montpellier. The French don't care if we show women scoring goals, but they do care when we show men scoring goals.
Yep. That's right. They're scoring more anyways.
Driven across, and surely
they can't even see the goal in the net. That's how much they just don't care of us.
And then the next one, we got Jenna Neiswanger and Rose Lavelle scoring Gotham FC's 5-1 win. So let's watch Jenna and Rose. Now, Jenna, it's a penalty. She actually scores the penalty. Maybe Teo Hernandez and Tammy Abraham, they can learn something from her.
Well done. Oh.
And the next one,
oh, yeah.
Rose Lavelle.
Good old Rose.
Good old Rose.
And she's taking it down the center of the field. She ties it over to the right. So here comes the cross. And in the back of the net. Good job, Roosevelt. That's brought to you by my voice from the 1940 baseball.
I like it. I like it.
Yep. This is a reminder, commercial break, to buy toothpaste, this brand new invention.
Yeah.
And before we go to a non-American scoring goal that I know Tvshka is going to be very excited about, which was your favorite goal so far by these Americans, especially the 2 that you couldn't see?
Definitely Josh Sargent for obvious reasons. Our namesakes, we got to stay solid. Got to stay solid.
Well, I guess Tvshka doesn't have an answer.
No, you're good. I like them all. They're scoring. It's soccer. I don't know. Good kick. Nice legs. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
I don't know. Why not?
Well, the next one, we typically only show American scoring goals, but we got to show this one. This is Tvshka, scores her 18th goal, tying Sam Kerr's single-season record. She's currently right now the leader in the Golden Boot race for the NWSL. She plays for Kansas City Current, and they won 2-0 over Josh's Racing Louisville. So we got.
Do we have?
So, let's watch the goal.
Yeah, we do.
It's like you're making me like dig my own grave here, looking this video up and pressing play. I'm just throwing out there.
I mean, I can share it if you want.
No, you're good.
No.
I mean, look at that poor defense. Like, I mean, you know, I could have scored that. Come on.
No, I mean, it was pretty well contested. Just far better
but Thomas, she's like, isn't she like the lead goal scorer in the league?
Yeah, she's right now. She's about to be like the Golden Boot winner for the league, and like I said, tying Sam Kerr's single season record. There's still 3 games left. She's gonna be the single season goal scoring record holder, like I believe, because she keeps scoring. She's lights out. So how you feeling about your girl and Casey over there, Tvshka?
Bro, come on now. I mean, it's just great that we got more than one team winning in Kansas City right now. And that's what you get whenever you financially support an organization, right? Whenever you build a facility built for those individuals, whenever you have training staff and you have, the rooms and locker rooms and even just a badass fucking stadium right off the river, right? I mean, there's a guy in a van down by the river probably watching and absolutely enjoying every moment of this, to me, a historic run. It may not be like the biggest thing in, women's soccer, but for Kansas City, it definitely is. It's one of the biggest ones, and we're seeing history being made left and right, and it's awesome. So, congrats. Keep it up, girls.
Does Sophia Smith know you're cheating on her with Tomwa? I just want to make sure. Okay.
Who?
Does Sophia Smith know that you're cheating on her with Tomwa? I'm just making sure.
She's in Portland, man. Different area codes.
Nope. That's not what. Hey, we got show history. That's show history. Hey, when every time we have a conversation and we bring up Sophia Smith, and Tom was on there, you never bring her up. Now you are. I'm just saying, the streets are talking.
Okay. I mean, we haven't seen one highlight from yours. Oh, what did she do? Kick it to somebody else so they can.
It's because we want to give someone else some limelight here. We don't have to show her.
Then why is she behind Sophia Smith in the stats for assists, huh? Why is she still behind?
She leads by example, but doesn't have to be the focal point.
Doesn't lead by numbers, and that's what counts.
Hey, the only number that counts is the W. Whoever has the last W at the end of the season.
Sup.
Well, Josh, where can the people find us?
People can find me and Jessica talking about who's better, Trinity Rodman or Sophia Smith, here every Wednesday.
We're going to finish the fight in the Discord, too.
Rev Sports, every Wednesday here at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. Yes, we're doing it backwards because 2 of the 3 of us are on Central Time. So there you go. On Mondays, you'll see myself and Tvshka breaking down everything that in the weekend of football about our 7,200,000 fantasy teams that we had. With that, so if y'all are in any fantasy football, want some tips or anything like that, we have a lot. The chat's really good about asking us about trade questions, whether they drop, all that. We love those questions. Keep bringing us to us every Monday as we go through and wrap up the week that was and what to look for in the future to help your all's fantasy teams out. On Tuesday, me and a bunch of my buddies get together and argue about a D&D based video game and who should get armor and stuff. And we're in our 30s. It's fun. That's just how I'm going to pitch it on that. And then obviously Wednesday we have this show. And then on Thursday, myself and Justin Toner, which thank you all so much for joining us for the live watch along. Thank you again, Tvshka, for making those great graphics for Bad Blood this past Sunday. That was a heck of a lot of fun. Me and Justin are definitely going to be looking to do those for other PLEs, pay-per-views and stuff like that in the future. So please mark that on. Just keep in touch on that. But yes, every Thursday, me and Justin Toner do break down everything that is, was, and will be in the world of wrestling. So join us here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern when we go over wrestling for us. And also in the Discord, we talked about the whole time. But anytime I figured y'all just kind of touch that. I do the Rush Show rundown. You can do all those.
Discord and Patreon links down below. Yeah. And Justin saying, "Yeah, the graphics kicked ass."
Yeah.
Sorry.
Are we ready for our moment of Zen?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it.
Click on the. She sounds better than Bob Costas, by the way. That guy can will me to sleep right now.
And that ball's hit to the shortstop. Rojas throws it over to first base, and that's not going to be enough. That's an infield single by Contreras. We're in the bottom of the fourth. We got a score of 1-0 to the Phillies. Runner on first, no outs. This brings someone to the plate.
Yep. Well, that's the way I call shit.
And a little
all right,
outside.
some dude.
There you go. A little outside. I like it though. Nola's on the mound tonight. And his sketches wearing. Swings a chopper right down the first base line. Harper fields it in, and that's an out. That's one out. Runner advances to second. And a swing and a miss for the second strikeout of the inning. Nola gets out of it after the lead runner gets on. It might have been the second batter. And that brings us to the top of the fifth. The Phillies leading 1-0. We'll be back in a minute with a 30-second with a 30-second break. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye, everyone. Have a great night.
Later. Follow us, Ruckus TV. Everything. Suck it, Jason.
Let's go, Preds. It's our year.
Caitlin Clark was wearing the Chiefs jersey, by the way.